All right, I want to start today's video with a question. And also, if you hear a sneeze, a cough, cold, sorry. I'll do my best not to. Just hold it. Anyways, I want to start this video with a question. Do you think our wide receiver room is stacked for the Detroit Lions? Do you think that it is stacked? And I'm asking you this question because assistant GM Ray Agnew actually recently was quoted saying that he believes our wide receiver room is pretty stacked. In other words, he really likes where it's at. And of course, this is coming off a question where somebody's like, hey, you might need some more depth at wide receiver. And he was basically like, nope, no, we don't. And it's very interesting to see this. So answer in the comments below. Do you think it's stacked? And I think if you do think it's stacked, you can make the argument, right? Like we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, a top 5 receiver in the NFL. Jamison Williams is going to become a legitimate deep threat and everything else threat this year. This is the year he goes for 1,000 yards. And then all of a sudden it's like, that's a great 1-2 punch. It's stacked. If you want to extend the receiver room to pass catchers, you can talk Laporta and all that kind of stuff. You can talk Jahmyr Gibbs. But in this video, we want to talk specifically about wide receivers. And then toward the middle of it, we are going to get to the wide receiver we just signed. Maybe even quicker than that. So I want to look at a depth chart real quick. And it's the top 3 lines here that you're going to see our wide receivers. How many wide receivers will we keep? Likely 5. Sometimes 6. That's the way it's gone in the past under this regime. I've seen them keep 5. I've seen them keep 6. I've also seen them keep 5, but have multiple on the practice squad. So your top 5 right now are pretty cut and dry when I look at the roster. It is Amon-Ra St. Brown. I want to say in order of which receiver they would be. Then you have Jamison Williams, and then you have Khalif Raymond. Then you have Donovan Peoples-Jones and Antoine Green. If they're saying the wide receiver room is stacked, that's more of a shout out to Antoine Green and what they're expecting out of him. Now, I'm wondering if they're thinking Antoine Green can start being kind of that Josh Reynolds role, that Marvin Jones role earlier, Marvin Jones, just to be clear, or DJ Chark. Like, I'm wondering if they think yet that he has that type of talent. I don't know. But we went out and we got a new wide receiver. And this wide receiver is a burner. He's fast. He's athletic. And kind of comes from a unique background. All right? He was a player for the Michigan Panthers in the USFL, not the UFL. It's not the UFL. This was back when the USFL and the XFL were separate. And he is a guy that you probably wouldn't have seen much for the Michigan Panthers because their quarterback was garbage all year back in the USFL. They're actually pretty good this year. All right. But if anybody's watching UFL football, I think they're over 500. So anyways, not knowing what happened this weekend, we're not talking Michigan Panthers football here. What are we talking about? All right. So they signed Caden Davis. So as you know, I always like to see what the athletic profile looks like, and then I like to tell about the past and how he could fit into the team. So the athletic profile is actually not bad. He's not big, so his size hurts him significantly. He's 5'11 and a half, 188 pounds, and he's not throwing down the bench very often either. That's probably because he didn't have a legitimate strength and conditioning coach at Northwest Missouri State. But coming out of Northwest Missouri State in 2022, he was able to latch on to the UFL or USFL, and then he was on an NFL roster all of last year, at least practice squad. So it's not like he was bad. But then you look at everything else. Every other thing has the makings of the athleticism or the athletic profile to be an NFL wide receiver. In fact, the 40-yard dash at 4.44 with a very quick 10-yard split. All right, so it's really interesting. I don't see many 40 times like this. He gets out of the gate very fast, slows down, gets faster. So he has quick burst, slow mid-speed, not slow, but slower mid-speed, and then high-end 40 speed. Really, really interesting to me. The shuttle drill is the better one for wide receiver corners, so an 8.14, that was good. And then he has a good vertical and broad jump, which helps his not as large size have a larger catch radius. those are the things you can read off of that. The better question is, does he have a spot where he can make this team? And I'm going to give you a really unique answer. And that answer is, yeah, if we don't sign anybody else. So right now, basically what he's competing against, right, is if they're going to keep 6 wide receivers, and who knows, injuries, all that kind of stuff. He's basically competing against a bunch of unrestricted free agents and players from the past. That's what he's competed against. That's it. So you're sitting here, and we'll get into it in just a second. But I'm very intrigued by this athletic profile. So when you look at him, if it's everybody's favorite slot receiver, Tom Kennedy, all right, who I love. He's been around forever. You know what he is. All right. Everybody's favorite UDFA, Isaiah Williams, who, by the way, he can get separation, not as fast, does not have the same athletic profile. Same with Jalen Calhoun. All right, you have Maurice Alexander, who's been around now for, this is going to be year 3. All right, and Darius Fountain and Traquan Smith, and you're just like, all right, these are a bunch of guys who are unproven. And I think, Tom Kennedy has proven that he is a quality receiver, but he's also proven that he's not going to be the guy that they're going to keep on the 53. He's not going to be the guy that they're going to keep on the 53-man roster. So is there somebody else who can provide something? Can this guy, Caden Davis, provide something on special teams? Can he provide something that nobody else can? Can he become a slot guy? Can he be in that Amon-Ra St. Brown, Khalif Raymond type of role? Does he work at that? We have our outside guys, Williams, Green, and Peoples-Jones. I'm not saying that it's like the best trio, but it's not bad. But, like, where does he fit? And those are the kind of questions that I'm just like, let's figure it out. All right, let's figure it out. So here's another question for you guys. Where's your favorite place in Michigan to go in the summer? Right? So I always make the argument, we're from the west side. We're from the Spring Lake, Grand Haven area, right? And so if you're coming out here, a couple things. Chris gave a shout out, all right, to Gnarly Varley's. Awesome place. Owns Righteous Cuisine, also in Grand Haven. Check those places out. Here's a suggestion for you. You come here, you're with the family, all right? Go to Lombardo's Pizza right next to Gnarly Varley's. It's good pizza. Or Fricano's. The issue with Fricano's, you're going to love it or hate it. But come to Lombardo's Pizza, get a pie, get a pizza, right? Not an actual pie, pizza pie, all right? Take it down to the water in Grand Haven. They have a nice hill there. Just go sit on the water, have a little picnic action with your family, be the dad of the year, be the husband of the year. Your wife's going to love it, all right? And then you just go right down, and there's a playground, and there's some ice cream. Like, just enjoy Grand Haven, all right? So hit it up. If you've been here before and know what I'm talking about, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment below on your favorite eats or your favorite vacation spot in Michigan during the summer. All right, thanks for watching. Caden Davis might actually have a shot. All right, see ya.